Well, what's the beef with you guys in Smyrna? Hi, my name is Corey. I'm a Metro Atlanta real estate agent and have been for almost 12 years. I get comments like this all the time on several videos because people have so many opinions on what they think a house should be worth. But opinions are like fingers. Almost everybody has them, right? So I thought this would be a great opportunity to really educate you all on how properties are priced. I'm sure you all have heard the saying, location, location, location. We all have heard it, but what does that actually mean? Because that is the biggest contributing factor on how homes are priced. Of course, you have bedroom count, square footage. If it's a townhouse or a single family, that's a contributing factor as well. But location is going to be the biggest driving factor. So let's break this down. Obviously, I'm going to use Metro Atlanta for example. Obviously, we have very affluent areas like Buckhead, Alpharetta, Milton. Those areas, people won't bat an eye if I say a house is $2-3 million. But for example, my last video where I posted a $900,000 home in Smyrna, people were really up in arms about the price. So let's talk about location. What does that actually mean in terms of real estate? So the big three are going to be public services, economic development, and proximity. So let's talk public services. For the sake of this video and time, I won't go through every single example of public services, but I will go through the top three. If you own a home, go take a look at your tax bill right now and tell me where the chunk of that money is going. But I can tell you right now that it's going towards public schools. This pays for our teachers. It pays for transportation for our children to get to and from school. It pays for books and laptops. This is very important when buyers are looking into neighborhoods. They want good schools for their children. Private schools are average $40,000 per year per child. So having a good public school is vital to a lot of home buyers. Another example of public services is going to be our police department, our fire department, our government officials, and also parks, recreation, and maintenance of roads. Next time you hit a pothole, go ask your government official where your money is going. Next, let's touch on economic development. This is also a huge contributing factor in how properties are priced. If I would have told you 15 years ago to buy a property for, let's say, $300,000 in the old Fourth Ward, you probably would have looked at me like I had three heads because it was a very undesirable part of Atlanta. Now that the East Side Beltline is there, as well as Ponce City Market, and it's very walkable, there are some homes in the millions that sit on the Beltline. Economic development is imperative to the values of homes. So whether it's the Beltline in Atlanta, the Battery in Cobb County, or even Trilith in Fayetteville, those type of economic developments bring so much growth to an area. They bring businesses, which also brings jobs, which also brings people who are buying things and stimulating the economy in that particular area. Also, things like the Beltline bring walkability, also desirability. So economic development is a direct correlation with the values and prices of homes. Now let's talk proximity. And no, I don't mean proximity to wealth. I mean proximity to resources. Let me ask you a couple of questions. If you were to have a medical emergency right now, how far is your nearest hospital? Also, how many women do you know who have given birth and chose a hospital that is not close to them so they can go to a better labor and delivery unit? I know at least 4 women who have done that because they don't have access to quality health care in their neighborhoods. This goes the same for quality and healthy food options. Some of us don't even have a good grocery store within a 1-mile radius. You actually might be living in a food desert if this is the case. Are there 15 McDonald's by you in a 3-mile radius, but you don't have access to a Whole Foods, a Sprouts, or even a farmer's market? Let's think about that. Also, how far is your nearest highway to get to and from destinations other than your neighborhood? Proximity equals convenience, and people are willing to pay a higher price for convenience. So the next time you want to value a home, yes, bedroom count and square footage does matter, but also those 3 factors that I just explained matter even more because you're not just buying a home. You're buying into the neighborhood, you're buying into the community, you're buying proximity, and you're buying convenience.